the record books.
Recording in progress. This is episode 23 of Cucks for Christ. We somehow made it, despite all the haters. We don't have any haters.
That we know of.
Exactly, yeah.
They've all
They
blocked
probably
us.
could leave the meeting when they hear they're going to be recorded. That's what happens to those haters.
And we have a special guest today, Stephen Lombardo.
Yes. Woo, woo, woo.
Thanks so much for coming, man. It's so nice to talk to you.
As well, glad to be here. Actually, this is my first podcast, guys. So
really,
you're taking my virginity, yo.
Oh,
okay.
Shit.
Well, we're happy about that.
I bet you were, James.
Oh, it's no secret. Well, so tell us a little bit of your story. Going back, let's just start at the beginning, I guess.
The beginning.
How'd you get involved in the Legion?
Well, actually, it started earlier than that. My dad and mom decided they wanted a kid every single year, like good Catholics. So they pumped out 8 in a row in 9 years. But
whoa,
yeah,
they missed a year. They
did actually. Yeah, they did.
Slackers. No,
I know, right? Actually, my story is actually really funny because in a way, going to ICUS, which seems insane to say this out loud, but it's true, was like a liberation from growing up in my very conservative family. So I did like way more things, and my horizons were actually kind of exploded out because I got to ICUS, which I know it sounds insane. And like, yeah, later, like now that I'm out of college, etc., I'm like, okay, wow, like ICUS was such a restraining place in so many ways. It affected me so much. It changed who I am in a lot of ways. But believe it or not, like getting in was like the best thing that ever happened to me. I've been homeschooled up until 7th grade, and my parents were like hardcore anti-school, totally, yeah, like homeschool's the only way to go. The Catholic schools are going to shit, and the public schools are even worse. So yeah, so getting to ICUS, I was like, this is great. I love teachers. I hated homeschooling. It was miserable. So I got to ICUS, and I was like, this is the best thing to ever happen in my life. And I feel like I had a pretty good 4 years. Things like didn't like really go downhill for me until about my 3rd year, where I started just to question everything. I feel like I was becoming a pre-candidate, and I was like, what the hell? Like, what's up with life? Why don't I have more freedom? I met enough people at ICUS who had freedom in their previous lives. So I was like, oh, there's actually more out there. You know, like it's not just like the way that I was raised isn't the way that most people were raised, right? And it took me a while to realize that. And so I was probably like a super peppy, positive person for the first couple of years there because I thought I had reached the pinnacle. So yeah, that's where it all began for me.
I actually always thought you were kind of peppy and upbeat, though.
And always upbeat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Here, give me a second. Yeah, I was always pretty positive. Yeah.
But you definitely noticed, like, what were some of the freedoms that you heard from other, like, do you even remember at this point, like, kind of some of the?
I remember like so imagine this, like I had never in my life except for one weekend at a friend's house played like a very old Atari set. Like I had never played on any other video game. I had no idea like anything like that. And I remember one time, can't remember who it was. I don't know if it was Brian Gray. He's gonna kill me if I'm wrong. It might have been Brian Gray. But he came back from vacation. He was like, yeah, I played all, the time with my brother, whatever. And I was like, wow, like that's a thing. Like people actually do that, but just other stuff like just dating generally, but also I feel like, okay, no, I guess guys, parents let us date. I think that was pretty common, but just like talking to girls generally. I mean, it was like pretty much verboten in my family. And so especially like when I was at ICUS, because my mom was like, oh, you're gonna be a priest, so like you can't talk to anybody. Okay, I'm gonna be
what age were you at when she gave you that declaration?
I was home the summer of the end of 10th grade year, and I met somebody, and I was like, hey, hi, how are you doing? Your mom was like, what the hell? You're gonna be a priest? And I was like, okay, well.
Did you ever have any of those weird experiences that some of us have, where like your letters were from girls were like, return to sender kind of thing?
No, see, because I never made those connections, right? So like my parents were crazier than ICUS. Don't forget that, man. Like,
that's insane, bro.
Truly. So like,
wow.
Yeah, nobody ever wrote me that like could possibly have had my info taken away. I wasn't cool enough for that. But yeah, so for me, I guess for me like the breakdown kind of in like my sort of like peppy journey of like everything's going great happened toward the end of 10th grade. And basically I had a lot of questions about sexuality that were like not being addressed. Father David had like the worst spiritual direction about everything. That was just, it was terrible. And I remember one time, like, I'm not kidding, I swear to God this happened. He decided to like tell me like the birds and the bees story in the middle of spiritual direction. And I was like, I was the most awkwarded out I have ever been in my life. And here's what makes it worse. I didn't know most of the birds and bees story though before anyway, because my parents hadn't told me shit. So like it was awkward and it was bad. And it was like, this is a spiritual direction and I'm hearing about sex. Like this is the weirdest shit.
Dude, can you remember any details from this?
Oh, he like literally said, he was like, so the penis goes into the vagina. And I was just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like I know that a vagina is what a vagina is, but I don't know how that works. And like it was awkward. And he was like, you know how that works, right? And I was like, yeah, Father. Like that's great. Yeah, great.
Yeah.
But it was terrible.
Wow.
And then I made the mistake of like masturbating and telling him later, and it was like the worst experience of my life. Like it was just
how did that
Can't
go
do
down?
that. Can't do that.
Basically he like retold me the birds and bees story and was like, yeah, so basically you have to have a vagina so you can come, so you can't like do that if there's no vagina, so like you can't do that because you're gonna be a priest, so you just can't do that. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, it's like never telling that again.
I know, right?
Yeah,
But,
definitely gotta do it again.
I can't imagine like a worse way to find out about sex than like through Father David.
I know, really.
That's terrifying.
Seriously. I hope for his sake at least, because I think I heard recently, I might be wrong, you guys might know better than I do, but I heard recently there was an allegation out against him. I hope for his sake it's not proven, but to be totally frank, like after so many priests in Legion has come out, like the things have actually occurred, I don't even know what to believe anymore. You know, like I could see it happening.
Yeah.
I guess I just wasn't cute enough if that was the reality.
Well, it's almost offensive. Like, really?
I think the allegation was that he didn't report it, or that he encouraged it.
Oh, okay. So not partaking in it necessarily.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was a watcher,
and that's kind of like I don't really. I mean, I could believe it happening though. I mean, nothing's out of range anymore.
No, I know. No, I know. I feel like I literally kissed Maciel's hand twice. Like I got in line, shook his hand, because I was with a bunch of Mexicans and when he came to Connecticut my 7th grade year, and like they were kissing his hand, so I kissed his hand, man. And like I can't believe that even after shit came out, Father John Hopkins brought him back up to Icus, and I met him again. And like that, he was already supposed to be like living his like retirement life, whatever bullshit the Vatican had said, right? So I cannot believe, like, I agree with you, James. Like at this point, I would believe that anything is possible with what had gone on.
Yeah, that's crazy. I forgot that they did that.
Yeah,
that was before our time.
When did you guys both come in?
We joined the year after. Well, you joined. Spencer joined the year after. No, we both joined the same year.
2005.
Did you join in 9th grade?
I was there in 03 in 7th grade.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I joined in 8th grade, but you joined in so you were 2 years before Spencer.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and I feel like I honestly feel like, Spencer, like the gap in time coming in 9th grade, I'd love to hear your perspective on that, because 7th grade, like I was so like we were all like so like immature, naive. We had no idea.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whereas at least in 9th grade, you're hitting puberty, like you're kind of a little bit more aware, you know, in some ways.
I've never even thought of it that way, to be honest with you. I feel like exactly the same way you feel so far. Okay. I didn't get the birds and the bees from Father David, but somehow we ended up talking about sex. And at some point, I just remember him saying, you know, anything can get you hard. You know, you like the word, you can think of the word dick or penis and you'll get hard. I'm like, oh, okay. All right. You know, so, I mean, I kind of feel I didn't learn about the birds and the bees from him. Like I wasn't quite that sheltered, but, you know, I was pretty sheltered too. So, you know.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a public school kid, so I was very
you were the
unsheltered.
You were from the gutter over here.
Yeah.
You know, he
none of us persevered, by the way. We didn't persevere.
Yeah, we didn't persevere.
Yes, we didn't. Speaking of fucking persevering though, holy shit, that really twisted me up when I left. Like I cannot tell you how hard that fucked with me. Like I truly, we can swear on this thing, right? I just want to
yeah.
all the time. Okay.
Yeah.
I swear to God, like I I don't know if you guys remember this. I don't know if you were both still there, I think, when I left.
Yeah, I think so.
Remember when my brother Peter, my older brother, came for a year? He just came for senior year.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So, like, imagine this. Like, he kind of took my spot, right? I went back home, and my parents had just decided that they could send us to this, like, hardcore, believe it or not, Southern Baptist plantation school in northern Maine. Okay? How do I explain that? It's just crazy. But
Wow.
I took his spot, in that Baptist school and had somehow possibly a worse senior year than I would have had at ICUS.
No way.
And my parents, okay, this is true shit. Swear to God. My parents were given a chalice when I was in 7th grade from my great uncle who was a Monsignor. And it was supposed to be like my chalice on ordination, okay? And investments too, like whole 9 yards, okay?
Wow.
They were like, yeah, we're just gonna give it to Peter now. And that was the biggest, like you're out, like you left. You like, so I got like.
But you could have become a diocesan. You could have been a different.
I know.
Yeah.
Right? My parents were like,
holy shit.
He just didn't make it, and like totally transferred all that over to Peter. And then Peter was like, yo, I'm out after 1 year. Didn't go to novitiate, and he was done too. But man, I got it from both ends so hard, and it was just miserable, both off of ICUS, but also just out of my parents too. But I actually, to be honest, maybe that's a little bit of karma for me, because I remember back in the day, like watching people leave and being like, oh, that fucker just didn't persevere. Like I was in line with that shit. I was like, yeah, like, I got persevere. Like this person just wasn't, whatever, didn't make it because they couldn't cut it. And then it happened to me, and it was like, shit, like I'm that fucker.
Man.
So when you left, you were a junior.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you know how it was super wonky, right? They did like 4 years and 3.
Mm-hmm.
So when I got out, like the school looked at my transcript and they were like, what the hell? Like, who are you? And like, how does your grading work? This is weird. So they actually ended up forcing me to do like an extra program in the summer. And then I was able to do just a senior year. So I ended up graduating like later than I would have, but I was actually still a bit younger than average to graduate. I was still 17. My birthday is in October. So that's part of why it ended up that way.
A lot of people, I'll tell a lot of people, I'll be like, yeah, we did 11th and 12th in 1 year. And they're like, oh, that must've been like really cool to just get it over. I was like, no, it was a very fucking hard year.
Yeah.
School.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, I remember that was rough.
Who was it? Who was the teacher? Who was the teacher that fucking taught geometry? Do you remember?
Mr. Orlowski?
Yeah, but the other one, not Mr. Orlowski. There's two though, right? Because there was
O'Hara,
right?
Yeah.
Working hard or hardly working, right?
I love him.
I started in Orlowski's class, failed out of that shit, and ended up in O'Hara's class. And he took one look at me and he was like, he just thought I was a punk, and he just had no respect for me. Yeah. Oh yeah.
No.
Oh yeah.
Holy shit.
That's great.
I feel that's ironic because I feel like y'all's personalities are pretty similar. Maybe like you're both kind of easygoing and positive and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Yeah, I just remember him always making fun of our hair gel.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Yeah. For me, like Mr. Anderson was my favorite by far.
Yeah, he was the coolest.
I can't remember if I had it. I think
you had him for English in senior year.
Okay.
Yeah.
For sure.
Shit.
But I don't know if you guys heard though, like Ostrowski's life got fucked up though. He like abused his wife, and like there was a whole stream of like down.
Whoa. Yeah, it was bad.
It's real bad. Like that story just fell apart. My mom actually knew Mrs. Ostrowski really well because they were in the same kind of like Granite Christie group, and so she firsthand like tried to help her. Like they ended up separating, which was actually good for her. She got out of that relationship, but. Jesus. That's another just fucked up thing about that story. You know what I mean? Like, holy crap! Like one of our teachers was an abuser. Like that's crazy.
Yeah, it seems like we couldn't escape it. At any point in the Legion.
The vortex. Yeah. Seriously.
Wow, dude.
But he seemed like it though. Like he was extreme.
Yeah,
he was very. Yeah, he was extreme. I wouldn't have pegged him for that particularly, but he was such a hardcore guy.
Yeah, I don't know.
Also, don't hate me. I'm like drinking a martini and also sipping LaCroix. Like, this is
who
I am.
Respect.
We're sponsored by LaCroix. I work indirectly for LaCroix, so that's why I'm hiding the label of the seltzer I'm drinking right now.
There we go.
Oh, is that I won't ask.
You know what it is.
Yeah,
it's the one you're thinking of.
Yeah. Did you would you say that LaCroix's like a bit of a chaser for the martini?
Martinis don't need chasers, man. But this
Dude,
is
you think that? Holy shit. You're hardcore, bro.
I'm having so this is like, you can't really see the perspective of it, but like this is like 1.5 times size martini glass.
Yeah.
I filled it to the brim. I'm also going out tonight. But if you do like quality vodka, and I did a dirty martini, so I put a little olive juice in there.
Yeah.
For me, like I could drink these all night. I also will get to about 3 and get wasted beyond my mind, and then start doing dumb shit. But this is only my first.
Where are you at now again?
Yeah. Oh.
I live right outside DC.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not too bad, except like I feel like in this area, and I'm sure James can confirm for New York as well, people are so fucking panicked about COVID that we've shut down earlier. Every single, like, don't get me wrong, I think like my parents are out in Nebraska. They don't give a fucking shit about anything. People are dying all the time in Nebraska. Yeah. Like, whatever, COVID, no big deal.
No big deal.
On the other side of it, though, because there are extremes, right? On the other side of it, DC's like, we had 1 death. Everybody mask up now. Everybody show your vaccination cards.
Yep.
In fact, starting tomorrow, actually, to walk into a bar, you got to bring a copy of your vaccination paper just to get in.
You don't have the app?
Actually, I was wondering about that. I saw it the other day. Like, how do you get it set up? Because I got my shots a while ago.
New York has, it's New York State. So like in New York State, if you get vaccinated, you can just get the app, the Excelsior app, and you just put your name in. And when you got your last shot, and it will put it up. It has all the information.
It has all the information on the back end.
From the state. Yeah. So then it creates a QR code that you can scan to get into venues.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. It's the one time that bureaucracy is working.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, oh
man, bureaucracy's working until it gropes you. Until bureaucracy gropes you with both your titties.
It's very grabby.
I walked into a mod pizza restaurant today for lunch and no masks.
What? Oh, people are wearing masks in parking lots here.
Jesus, I believe it. Yeah, but I feel like there's like
no mask in our corporate office either. Yeah,
I feel like they could be somewhere in between, right? Like there could be middle ground. So like my office, which I'm not working in right now, kind of great that I'll be actually remote until December. If we go into the office, we have to wear a mask when we're walking around, but not in our cubicle. So it's like, okay, that's reasonable.
That's what we were doing. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But like the crazy thing is, I feel like you're either part of it is politics. Like if you're conservative, generally, you're just like batshit crazy about this virus. It's the left attacking us, some other bullshit like China and whatever. And if you're on the the liberal side, it's like sometimes I think there's just like a sense of heightened precaution that's beyond rationality as well. And I just wish people were just a bit more moderate. It's like, okay, be sensitive. If you're feeling sick, stay home. Like this is not killing that many people. Get the damn shot. Like figure it out. Like it's there's a way in which I feel like, at least in the DC area, people. Sometimes you go places like I was outside running one time in DC during the normal like previous lockdown, and Muriel Bowser, our mayor, she put this new order in where like
her last name is Bowser.
Yes.
Cool. Yeah, cool. Yeah. Re-ask. Okay.
She put this new order in where she like basically made it illegal to walk around by yourself all alone without a mask on outside, and I was like, okay, like that is like that's too much. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, I'm around people, sure, I'll mask up. I'm empathetic, trying to figure that shit out, right? Whatever. But like outside by myself on a run, I'm not wearing a mask. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And people on the street gave me stink eye so hard, and I like
that's why
run
I'd wear
around
one.
them, give them 6 feet distance, But,
yeah, no, it's crazy. It's crazy, but that's what it's like here, though. It's like you get the stink eye if you don't have your mask on.
Yeah.
Which I think is okay. But I also get how people like don't have a mask. Like, you like, oh, I forgot it or I whatever. Like I get how that happens.
We in Houston, if you are wearing a mask, you get stink eye. It's completely different.
I bet it's it's
exactly. I'm not even shitting you. Like like I was in the elevator and somebody had their mask on, and that's not one of our rules. Like you have to have your mask on in the cafeteria and in the Starbucks cafe. And we were just in the elevator. And then I got off with another coworker, and he and I weren't wearing masks, but the other one was, and he got ahead of us. And so my coworker goes, "Fucking moron, wearing his mask in the elevator." I'm like, "All right, dude."
Yeah, like it makes sense though. The elevator is like the best place to wear it.
It really, we're close quartered. I mean,
breathing on each other.
Yeah. I mean,
breathing in each other's spit.
It's just very different in Houston
Yeah,
compared to
compared,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Oh,
crazy
man.
too. Like I just feel like the entire thing, like I've never seen a health issue become so politicized. That's the weird thing too. Like
It
it's
is
just
weird.
become
Yeah.
such a measurement of whether your state is run by a Republican or a Democrat. Like, it's
Yeah, isn't that weird? We don't
And
do
it's-
that for about like STDs.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also sad because it's like people are.
But we should.
dying,
Republicans
but-
don't get STDs. No, I'm kidding.
That'd be a cool day.
Yeah.
So okay, so you got through the Legion, but what can you walk us through how much worse this next place was for senior year?
Yeah, because this sounds like a fun place to be.
Yeah,
Okay,
I gotta
okay.
hear this.
So imagine, okay, so first of all, it was tiny as fuck. So like small schools, so I guess it was small, but actually, believe it or not, like this school was literally 1/5 the size of Icus.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was tiny. I graduated with 11 kids. Okay.
Ooh, God.
Yeah.
Brutes.
Oh man.
I know. And of the 11 kids I graduated with, one of my girlfriends and I were the only two people who made it out of the state and like went to college or even just did anything other than farming or fishing.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Northern-
Maine. Yeah.
Northern
This was in
Maine.
Maine.
Yeah.
Oh.
Mhm.
Maine actually it's a heck of a lot like Indiana, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Like it's like people are
It's-
farming or fishing,
yeah.
and that's about all they're doing. And look, God bless them. Like I want to hate on farmers. Like, you know what? They work hard. They give us food to eat. Like I appreciate that immensely. Could never fucking do it. Could
It's
never do it.
Way
I just-
too much work
Way too much work.
all the time.
Plus also like to farm you have to be rural, so you can't be near a city. So like that sucks. Like I love city life. I just can't give that up. You know.
Me too. Me too.
But anyway, so basically Maine is historically one of the more Protestant of the Northeast states. So like Massachusetts is super Catholic, at least historically, right? But Maine is pretty much less so. A lot more Baptists, a lot more just Calvinists generally, but also a lot of Congregationalists as well. It's a weird kind of free church that's up there. So anyway, in general, most people in Maine are actually really tolerant and open-minded. It's a pretty progressive state. But there's like this hardcore segment of the population that is like, I would say beyond proto-conservative. Like they're incredibly, I mean, think about this for a minute, right? Like the Southern Baptist Convention is like the only convention that lobbies aggressively in states for the death penalty to be reinstated, okay, mind you.
Nice.
Right? And like wants women who have abortions to be killed, like wants them to be executed for having an abortion. So like we're talking like that's such a fucking tiny percentage of the population that actually wants that shit, right? Like
that's fringe.
Hardcore fringe, okay?
Yeah.
So for some bizarre reason, can't really explain how it occurred, it's like a plantation school basically, a group of people from the South, Southern Baptist Convention, moved up to Maine, converted small little flock up there and opened their own school. And my parents, instead of sending me to like a relatively open-minded Catholic school, it was just too liberal for their taste, whatever, sent me to this like crazy campy plantation school. Wow. That basically I walked in and I was having all my bullshit. I just left Legion. I was like going through so much shit. And the first day there, people were like, you're going to hell because you're Catholic and we're Baptists. And I was like, okay, what the fuck did I do? Like, I'm sorry.
You papist.
What the hell, right? So they basically took whatever I had left about like Christianity and like mopped it off the floor for me because I was like, don't want to be like you. Holy shit, you're insane.
Holy fuck.
I know, right? So basically, like, it just was one of those places where, and you'll find this in a lot of places actually through the Midwest, but also just in rural America generally. So even in probably upstate New York, where you meet a population of people that they don't have any aspiration to leave that area. Pardon me. They've lived there their whole lives. Their parents lived there their whole lives. Their parents' lived there their whole lives, and they just have no desire to go anywhere or see anything. And again, that's a little bit of an oversimplification, but truly, of the 11 of us who graduated from my high school class, 2 of us left the state, like actually left the state. In fact, I can tell you right now, of the remaining 8 people left in that class, I swear on a stack of Bibles, as they say in the Baptist world, I swear on a stack of Bibles that literally 6 of those 8 have never left the fucking state.
Wow.
Okay. To this day. Never.
Where's the other one that did leave? Where's he or she at?
A couple of them, like, the girl that left. So she went to Chicago, had a very kind of strange, like, too much big city kind of thing, married a pastor.
Oh boy.
And then moved to rural Indiana.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I noticed you called her one of your girlfriends. Did you like accidentally double book or what?
No,
what
no.
there?
we never dated. I just use it loosely as a girlfriend.
Sure. Okay.
Oddly enough, though, she actually dated my older brother Peter when he was at school.
That's funny.
That's awesome. That could have been cool if it stayed in the family. You dated her.
I know, right?
Your younger brothers dated her. Just like pass her along. Yeah.
There we go.
That's very Jewish.
Yeah.
That is very, very Jewish. Yeah. No, but I will say that thinking about it at the end of the time, like there were not many people in that school you could have dated. So like there was not a whole lot of option there.
Did you date in your senior year or no?
No, I didn't. I didn't. Honestly, like I was like going through a lot of like my own personal sexuality at the time, trying to discover who I was. Like I came out of school so confused about like myself and also just like basically what I had gotten in terms of like a grip of my sexuality had come through Father David. It was just so complicated and confusing.
Yeah.
No, really, like really.
No, yeah.
No, I understand.
I believe you.
And then I went to a school where like IGUS was all about do well at school. Like academics are big, right?
Yeah.
I went to this school. I dropped into this new school where like nobody gave a damn about school. Like I was weird. I was a weirdo for wanting to go to college. So it was like that combined with like sexuality being all a blur and just it was just a lot of like confusion. And to be honest, it was a pretty low point for me. Like it's just depressing. And I made a lot of choices that year because of how bad that school year was that affected a lot of the rest of my current life. And I've like only in the last probably 5 years did I kind of stop and say like, okay, do I actually want this? Like, why did I choose X, Y, and Z? So for instance, when I was in school, I miss ICUS badly because it was just, I know it sounds crazy to imagine, but like it was still so much better than this dumb school. So I was preparing to go to college. I had no idea what I wanted to be. Like I had spent 4 fucking years ready to be a priest. My parents had the fucking investments in the chows. Like they were ready to rock and roll, right? I come out, they're like devastated. I'm no longer a priest. Pretty much lost my focus. And off the cuff, I just decide, you know what, fuck it. I'm going to go to this tiny little Catholic school in Florida called Ave Maria.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Yeah.
Jacob.
So like
we need to have Jacob on.
Yeah, exactly. And I bet you actually he had a better time than I did, honestly, because like I first got there and I was like still on ICUS train.
I think he had a bad time too.
Oh, did he? Okay.
I think he did.
Okay.
Anyways, no, I want to hear this. Yeah.
So for me, like I end up. So first of all, like this is truly the crapshoot of like when your family like prioritizes like the sake of your soul more than just your whole humanity altogether. Like what the hell? Like why would you place so much effort and focus in that area and disservice the person's like the rest of their humanity? And frankly, like I see that constantly in Christianity. Like basically your life sucks or this is terrible. Don't improve it because you know what? Your suffering is okay. It's okay. It's like for Christ, like just suck it up and suffer. Again, an ICUS thing, right? Yeah. Suck it up and suffer. And then that's cool because it's okay. Instead of saying, actually, like avoiding pain is okay. Like actually, even I've heard some decent Christian commentators within Christianity mention that, like rarely, but like you shouldn't just basically be sadomasochistic cunt and accept all this pain upon yourself.
Flip it.
You know? And be like, yes, embrace the suck. It should suck so hard. No, it really shouldn't.
Yeah.
So basically, I know, right? Offer it up. So basically, I was ready. I think I went, honestly, looking back now, I went to Ave because it was the closest thing that resembled what ICUS was to me. And I had heard of a couple ICUS guys who'd gone there. And so I was like, okay, cool, maybe it'll work. But I went there moreover than that because my parents were like, if you go to any other school, you're going to become a heathen. And oddly enough, I probably would have done the opposite if I had gone to any other school.
Mhm.
Yeah.
If I had gone to like Boston College or like even University of Maine or like University of Florida, some big party school, I probably would have been like, shit, I don't want to party all the time. Like, I'm going to find some Catholics and be Catholic, right? Instead, I get to this school and I meet all these hypocritical Catholics who are like unkind, have no like ability to see beyond themselves. And I was like, I don't want to be the fuck like them. Like, I want to be somebody who's kind, thoughtful, and caring, etc. And I want to have fun. So like, I actually gravitated toward the party crowd at a relatively very conservative school. And so I actually went the opposite direction. I feel like it worsened any belief I had in Christianity by drawing me in the exact opposite way. But anyway, so I got down there. I went there for all the wrong reasons. I wish. Okay, let me qualify that. I am okay and I'm happy with where I'm at now because I figured it out. But in hindsight, I would tell like a 19-year-old or 18-year-old self, I'd be like, hey, don't go to some fringe ass, tiny, no alumni school. Like, you want to go to a place where you can get some benefit from going to college and the connections that you need to build a career. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like anything or wherever I've been, it's been honestly just like dumb luck, or I made the connections later. So like I just landed a great job. It's kind of it's a switch. I'm in corporate world now, which has like been good and bad. But like the only reason I got this job is I made a connection when I was 26 and I like way past, college, and I'm meeting people now in my role who are like 22 and 23. And I'm like, what the hell? Like,
Dude,
how
it's
did you
so
get
weird.
it? Yeah. How did you get this fucking role? Like, who
It's so
are you?
weird.
You're nobody, but
Yeah.
your school had a good alumni group. Like they actually worked for you.
An
You paid a shit
internship
ton of
program,
cash.
maybe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You showed up
The
early on
normal
the radar.
route. Yeah.
Right. So I went this back alleyway, which
Mhm.
fucked me over royally for a couple of years. And so I don't know. I would just say that I think that like a lot of schools like Ave, maybe the sort of the collection of the Catholic schools like Franciscan, etc., they exist in a huge part because a lot of parents are like pushing their kids down a track where like, we don't want you to become an atheist, so you should go to these like 5 Catholic schools where you won't lose your faith.
Right.
Whereas that is like the worst reason to go to college. Like that's not why you go to college.
And it actually makes the most atheists.
Hey,
It seems like.
Amen.
It
Like
makes
that's
a lot
totally
of
what
them,
it
yeah.
does.
Yeah.
That's totally what it does. It warps out what you believe because you meet so many, honestly, you meet so many hypocrites. That's what it is. You meet a bunch of hypocrites and they ended up like in front of you, they're homophobic, they're assholes, and then all of a sudden you're like, you know what? I don't want to be like that. Like, why would I join? Why would I be in this church for that way?
Yeah, man.
And you realize you can do it by yourself. Like, you can be good without needing to feel like an identity.
Yeah, exactly. No, I agree with that. I think you're right.
Do you consider yourself religious Christian now, or because I
noticed
you said that school mopped up every last bit of Christianity, so it made me wonder, where are you at now? Just curiosity.
That's a great question.
Yeah.
So, if I'm going to be blunt and honest, since this is Stephen, he's a Martini in. I'm finished.
Hell yeah!
Yes. Here. Empty glass.
Dude, if
test.
you need to go get a refill, we can,
Yeah, we can always pause too.
Yeah.
I actually might take you up on that. But I still have to drive to my one friend's house before we all get our party on and then go to our pool.
Okay.
So I could do 2 martinis. Like that's feasible. It's just like it's edgy, but it's feasible.
Right.
So that's a great question. Like, where am I now? So it's really complicated. Like I would say that I don't feel at home in a Christian community of any sort where sexuality or the aberration sexuality of any type is seen as what's the word people always use? Like disordered, right?
Yeah.
So
I hate that.
I hate it. Yeah. And for me, like I'm in a place where like I've dated men and I've had great relationships, and I think that like that is something that I have like I've lived. It's just been a part of who I am.
Yeah.
And so I've also met some really tolerant and open-minded Catholics who've just welcomed me in and been very hospitable to me and opened their hearts. And so, like factually, I feel like when I go home or see my family around Christmas time, we'll go to church together, and I'll still like go with them, and like I'm not going to be a strident, say, atheist when it comes to like anti-Catholic stuff in front of my family. But in my personal practice and just how I live my life, like I feel like there's plenty you can learn from Jesus as the historical figure and like from the scriptures and like who he was and the people he attracted. But like if you look with just half open eyes at scripture, like Jesus is pulling in a bunch of broken people and hanging out with them. Like he's not hanging out with like the model Catholics. And I feel like personally in my life, so many of those model Catholics have spurned me for who I am, or for not even just who I am, just anything I might have done. And it's just, for me, it's so antithetical to what Jesus the man said, right? Like it's like you can't repurpose a guy who basically picks up a whore, which is what Mary Magdalene is, and it's like, what you've done, it's okay. Like, hey, like just try to figure out a way to live your life well and like follow me, like no big deal. Right. Or like sitting with tax collectors. And for me at least, like the biggest block for me is that I feel like I cannot become friends with somebody who considers themselves a conservative Catholic more than about 10 minutes before they become homophobic in my presence.
Right.
And it is just such the biggest, like, it is the biggest turnoff to me to a person when that becomes like, it's just like the perhaps it's just too personal for you, perhaps, I don't know, but for me it's just like, I would never question your sexual choices and your marriage and any of that. Like, why would you weigh somebody's value based on who they love? Like that for me is like, just, you're out of here. Like, it just makes no sense.
Yeah, dude, that's so well worded, man. That's really good. Yeah.
Well, thank you for that.
Seriously. Yeah.
And I guess that's what's so difficult is that I still like, I'll be honest, I have a very varied friend group here in DC. I'm incredibly social. Hey, I'm like jipping out on you guys to go to a concert, right? And so for me, like, I do love people. And I've found kind of a via media for my life where, like, one of my best friends, who's a weightlifter, he's actually a gay man. He said to me the other day, he said, you know, like, I tell people who need to know, and then the people who just say shit, I just let them go. Like, I know who they are.
Yeah.
Like, I might see them again somewhere else, and they don't have to know about me. Like, I don't tell them, and I just let them go. Like, I let them pass along. They're in the river. They keep swimming their way. Like, whatever. I'm not going to die upon that mountain because they just can't possibly conceptualize where I am on my mountain. So I'm going to let them go by me and just go away. And so that's kind of the road I've taken, where it's like, you know what? Like, I might go to an event that somebody invites me to that might have a lot of young adult Catholics. And I would just be like, okay, maybe there is somebody here who might be worth becoming a friend with. And then, honestly, 90% of the time, about, you know, an hour in, I've met 5 bigots. And it's like, okay, there we go. Like, that's what it is, you know?
Doing numbers tonight.
It's hard. Yeah. I've found it also hard in Christian communities to find the good ones where there's no bigotry, and
right.
It's just hard to find.
Right. Okay, can I have like truly a 5-minute pause?
Sure.
So I can re-martini, and I will be right back.
Go for it.
Wow. We're doing the soundboard right now. That's all.
Okay.
It's becoming really common to hear a Father David story, dude. It's becoming like really normal to, like, I think most of our guests have had a Father David encounter that was not great.
I told you mine, right?
You might have, but I'm kind of drinking, so.
Well, I woke up one morning with cum in my underpants, and I was like, what is this? Like, it's gooey and what?
Yeah.
I had no idea that you could do that. Right. Of a wet dream.
Sure.
So I asked him about it, and he's like, "Oh, that's called nocturnal ejaculation." And he's like explaining it to me, and I'm like, "Oh, that sounds cool." Like, so is it bad? And he's like, "Are you thinking about girls?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "Okay, you're good." Like,
that's so weird.
it was just such a weird thing to talk about, but he was so like whimsical about it, like it didn't matter.
Yeah, he kind of had that attitude. It was interesting. Like he didn't like somehow, even though he believed you'd probably go to hell, if you did it wrong, like somehow he was able to just not care too much. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know how he pulled that off, but do you remember panicking when you masturbated? Do you remember like the panic?
Oh yeah. Oh, the panic afterwards.
Me too, dude. Yeah, they're like, I gotta get a confession in quick.
Yeah.
Or else I will die and go to hell.
Yeah.
It was
being like, oh my gosh, if I die right now, I'm going to hell.
Yeah.
That was a scary thought.
It's so scary.
Here we go, boys. Martini in hand, he returns.
We call him Steven Two Martinis.
Oh yeah, that is one
Stevie
thing.
Martini.
That is actually, believe it or not, I have a great story about that. So, after I left Ave, I was in the middle of a crisis because I basically decided to major in politics, and I got out of school, and I worked that last summer with Brian Gray actually on a campaign in Southwest Florida that was like literally hell on earth. We had to walk around that summer in 105-degree heat, 85% humidity, and like work for this like crazy Republican woman. Okay, the moment she gets elected, she decides to undo all the EPA regulations inside Florida for Clean Water Acts, and they've had the worst red tide along the inside coast of Florida since that day because of that woman. And I helped get her elected. So, like, I'm the fucking problem right here.
Well, I'm glad we have it on record.
I remember this old lady said to me one time, she was like, I was walking along the campaign, and she was like one of the people who just spoke total truth. And she was like, so why would you support a woman like this? Like, and I said, well, she's pro-life. She's like, is she really? Like, she's about to destroy the entire Florida ecosystem. And I didn't know what she meant. I wasn't informed about it. It's like, about a year later, she got control. And that's what she did. And basically, the red bloom on the algae in the coast, on the west coast, of Florida, has been the worst it's been ever because of her. Look her up.
What a bitch.
Anyway, so then I was in the crisis because I was like, what the fuck, I hate politics. These people are all charlatans. I would say, like, the right gets hoodwinked by more of them, but the left does too. Like, there's just... I mean, look at Cuomo. Like, there's so many bad apples on that side too. Like, I can't but hate both sides. But anyway, the Stevie Martini thing, though, the reason why that comes into play is that I went to China after that campaign because I decided to go teach there. It's kind of like I don't know what to do with my life. This is a great job. They've offered me good money. I'm going to go to China. Well, I land after a 17-and-a-half-hour flight. So I don't know if you've ever been on a flight that long. Let me tell you. All the blood pools in your legs. You feel like shit. Your calves are like the size of a fucking cow. You're unhappy. You get off that plane, and what do you want? Alcohol. Like, obviously, like, where are you going to go, right? So I took 20 teachers. We're all fresh off the airplane from coming into China, and we walked across, like, literally probably 7 miles, about 30 restaurants looking for a place that would make martinis. We couldn't find a single fucking Chinese restaurant that would make us a martini inside Beijing. So they thought it was hilarious. They just like drank whatever shit they were going to drink. They found places. And I was like, no, we're going to find a fucking martini bar. It's going to happen. We never did. We never did. Yes, for Christ. We never found a martini bar. So I just started in my apartment. I just started making martinis and having martini parties. And so I became Stevie Martini in the Beijing context, and it's continued ever since.
To me, that's proof that COVID must have started in China. I mean, they can't even offer you a martini. Come on.
I know.
Yeah.
It took me almost a whole year to find the one foreign hotel that actually offered martinis.
Were they good? Were they good?
They were mediocre, and they charged $45 a martini. So it was like,
oh my god,
stupid expensive, and for what, you know?
Oh my
god. What drink
I brought
was
a little
common
snack.
there?
I'm going to yield back.
It's interesting that you and James. It's interesting that you and James both ended up in Asia for a little bit. That's pretty cool.
I feel like James did the sexy Asian tour, though.
I did a much sexier Asian tour.
Did you find martinis in Seoul?
You know, I found one of my classmates owned a whiskey bar. So that was more my thing anyway. It was kind of cool. It was a French guy. He was like, "We opens up a whiskey bar. You come by." I'm like, "Okay, let's go, buddy." So I would do that.
That sounds incredible.
They had so many clubs. We found a cocktail bar that was all you can drink for $15.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
That was really bad.
We need to move there, dude.
And you could just order food, and they would deliver food to you.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That was one thing I loved about Asia. Everybody, because I visited Seoul just briefly. I didn't have your experience, unfortunately, James, but everybody wants to fuck you in Asia if you're white. Like, it is unbelievable. It is just unbelievable. And people at every bar I ever went to would come up and buy me free drinks like the entire night.
Yeah.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah. I was a total jackass sometimes. I'd be like, yeah, don't want that. Not even your drink. I'm good.
Yeah, no, I'm planning another trip across the pond. But
really? When are you going?
I think in next summer. August
to
2022.
Korea again, or
yeah, Korea. I got to see it again before I die.
Do you have a lot of friends still out there?
I got a few. Besides the ones from ICUS, I have probably like 5 or 6 other friends that I want to see.
Yeah.
No,
I feel like I never had a chance to really dive into it because I was primarily based in China, so I only came on a couple of vacation weekends, which were a lot of fun, but I didn't really get to dive into South Korea very much. So that's a place I'd love to go. I feel like South Korea is truly one of the like technological wonders of the world. Like, it's just so advanced. It's just unbelievable. Wow. And I only saw like a brief snapshot of it, but yeah, I can only imagine. Yeah,
some of it's really weird too, like how they have the security cameras everywhere and they can track you everywhere you go in the city.
Whoa.
And like they have all the RFID chips and stuff, and it's pretty cool.
Dude, when you came back to the US, did you feel like you're going back to like the Middle Ages?
Yeah, because there's no free Wi-Fi.
Wow.
You can watch Netflix. You can watch Netflix walking down the street there.
That's insane.
Yeah. In the subway.
Did they have the
underground?
Did they have the same kind of system where they had like those little eggs they give you that are like unlimited Wi-Fi for the month? Yeah. They were just starting to wear those into China when I was leaving. And I could not believe how good they were. And people in South Korea told me like one weekend, they're like, "Hey, dude, this has been here for years."
Yeah, it's like $5 a month.
Yeah.
You get LTE. You get 4G speeds back then.
Oh my God.
Like $5 a month. It was great.
Jesus.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no, they figured something out. I mean, it's a little bit too much government control for Americans, but I don't know. I was fine with it.
Yeah.
Because the benefits outweigh by far. I mean, just free medical care. For foreigners, like I didn't pay taxes there.
That's
great. That is crazy.
You just walk into a hospital and they're like, "Yeah, no, don't worry about it." Like, what are bills? Like,
you're like pulling out your wallet. They're like, "No, dude.
Yeah, no, put that away. There's no need." Yeah, it's a great country. We should all go. Flash trip.
I'm down.
Hey, I honestly, let me know. Like, I'd be down. Like, I have a vacation time. I could spare it.
Let's do it.
August 2022.
There it is. I'm down. At least a week and a half, at least minimum. I don't know if I can do 2 whole weeks, but maybe
we'll do an episode from Seoul
on the Patreon.
Yeah.
We continuously joke about having a Patreon, but we're never going to have one. So just keep that in mind, everyone.
There we go.
Our 20 listeners.
Hey, that's not bad, okay?
That's really not bad.
This is my first podcast, and from what I hear, the podcasting world is like either you're super hot and a million people listen to you, or it's like this.
Or you're
like,
not.
nobody hears that.
Yes, it is. I can imagine that.
Yeah. No, I'm surprised we have more than 5 listeners, to be honest. But I mean, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
But we do. Yeah.
You guys know Mark Duchesne, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he actually turned me on to your podcast. That's how I even knew about it. Even before
Really?
Spencer talked to me, he was like, "You should listen," and I was
That's
like, "Really?"
the first listener we know of is Mark
That's the
Duchesne.
first listener we know.
Hey, shout out Mark! I can't
Shout out
believe
Mark! Holy
Mark.
shit!
I'm on here. I'm on here before you are, Mark.
Dude, text me, Mark. Man, I want to like talk to you again, man. Be cool.
Oh man, that's so cool. Yeah, I should reach out to him too.
You
I'm
should get him on the
a
show.
coward though.
You would love to hear. Like, I feel like his perspective would be so unique.
Wait, didn't we Zoom with him?
We would love to have him on the pod.
We Zoomed with him.
Did we?
I know I did.
I don't remember Zooming with him.
You weren't there? Oh no.
Apologies if I was. And I'm not remembering.
This is embarrassing. I know I was. Because
So-
I remember
so-
he was working for the government.
Yeah, he is now. Yeah,
Oh.
in Canada.
Yeah.
So are you guys the two authors? Do you have anybody else that like normally like zooms in with you? Or
Jacob.
just guess.
Bodman.
Oh,
Jacob
Jacob
Bodman.
does. Okay, so he's not here tonight though, unfortunately.
No, he's not here.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's busy usually with kiddos and whatnot.
with like having a life. It's
Yeah,
so weird.
Yeah, I
it's
know,
really
right?
weird.
That's
Yeah.
disgusting, gross.
Now, at this EDM concert, is it like a headbanging thing or is it a kind of bump and grind? What's the
Is it
vibe?
mellow?
I feel like every EDM concert, it's got a bit of bump and grind and some
That's
headbanging
true.
mixed in.
That's
To
true.
be honest, like when that
Yeah.
beat drops, you got to be there. You know.
Now, is this one where you stay with your group or do you typically like to branch out? I don't know how often you're.
Okay, so here's my thing. That's a great question.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. I do appreciate that. You clearly have been to your share of concerts. There we go. So here is Stevie Martini's main problem in life. Okay, I get litty.
Yeah,
and then
Liddy.
I get like I'm friendly, and then I'm friendly, and then I'm friendly. Like,
Oh shit!
it like progresses.
So how
and
can
so-
I join you? Yeah. This sounds fun.
So usually there's like some Rasta guy I end up meeting at every concert who's like, you got to have the ganja, man. It's gonna lift you up. And usually I don't actually say yes to the ganja, but once in a while I say yes to the ganja. And when I do, my spirits soar to that concert, and I
Oh,
find
no.
like I have like literally 7 or 8 new contacts on Instagram afterward, and I'm like, I don't know who the fuck you are, but I noticed on your story you were at the same concert, so that must have been how we met. Okay, great to meet you. Great to meet
That's hilarious.
you. I would say that I definitely, to be honest, I'm just an EDM groupie. Like, I wish I could say that I'm a dedicated fan, but frankly, in my humble opinion, most of EDM is just like the same relatively similar set of beats, except for like the lead, like particular singers. Go Avicii. Anyway, who
Go Avicii.
basically are a little bit more unique, but pretty much everybody else in the middle of the pack, so like Duckies, who I'm singing tonight, like I don't know her from Adam. Like one of my good friends who's a super nerd about EDM was like, oh, she's super great. She's like 4'7", this tiny Japanese girl. You're gonna love her. She's live. It's gonna be great. So I'm basically going as a groupie, and I'm just gonna wait till the beat drops and just totally dance my ass off.
Dude,
you know?
have you heard of the band Twice?
No,
What? I
we're
have
not doing it. We're not.
I have
doing
not
that.
heard it twice, but I'm gonna put that in my Spotify
I'm
right now.
I'm
yo.
about to send you
Hey,
some
I'll put-
photos and
do it.
videos
Do it.
and Instagram
Do it.
handles, and I
Do
want
it.
you to join me in this.
No,
Rabbit
don't
hole.
join him,
Dude,
It's all my fault.
I am wasting so much of my life checking these girls out. It is bad. I need an intervention.
Okay, I just pulled up their Instagram screen. Holy
Yes.
shit, yo!
Yes.
Are they okay? But this is such a
Yeah.
This is K-pop, no?
It's K-pop.
Yeah, they are like all
Yeah.
the fucking same girl all at one time.
All of them.
Like,
All of them. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know
Yeah.
them all by name. I don't know them all by name. Yeah. No.
You
Yes,
know them all
yes,
by
you do.
look because you know one look.
I don't know their
He
whole. I don't know
He
their
knows by
whole
the by
Wikipedia
shadow, by
Yeah.
the silhouette.
There it is.
page. No, it's hilarious. It's great. So okay, so you go to college. You graduate. You get your degree in. What'd you degree in?
Sorry, mouthful.
No, it's all right.
Martini making.
So I got my degree in political science and history, and like I said, when I got out of college that first summer, I worked with Brian and realized, holy shit, like I want to get out of politics. I hate it. It's like a cesspool of people. Nobody's happy. They're all divorced. Like they work terrible jobs. They work for 9 months and they're employed for a year. It's like it's a pretty horrible life. Honestly, like working as a full-time campaigner, like you've got to like truly enjoy that suck or else you're out.
Right.
So I was like, I'm out. So then I moved to Beijing for 2 years. Not quite all of it in Beijing. I spent a little bit of time in Shanghai and a little bit of time in Shenzhen. And that was kind of where where I explored everything about myself. Like I explored my sexuality. I explored like different religious experiences, like a lot of Taoism, and just like got to see some really cool stuff. I explored kind of a lot of like what it means to really be a human, to make friends without parameters. Like I felt like so much of my experience up until that point, ICUS, Ave, that Baptist school, people, their perception of friendship or the level to which they were willing to open up themselves to somebody in that spirit of openness was so predicative upon their expectations of the person. So like, I'll be your friend because I'm sure that you're like an authentic Christian, say at the Baptist school, or like, I guess like, I'll be your friend because we're all here, we're persevering, like we're doing this shit, like we're not quitting.
Right.
Or at Ave, like I'll be your friend because like I'm super Catholic and so are you. So like that's why we can be friends, and we'll just kind of hate on everybody else who isn't in our pool. And in Beijing, it was the first time I met people who were like wealthy, happy, full, and like atheists, and they were just great. Like they had full lives, and they weren't constantly paralyzed by like metaphysical presuppositions that were just overwhelming to them. And I was like, oh, like you
I don't have to constantly think about the Trinity to be happy.
Right. Yeah. No, really. Like, yeah. But to be fair too, like just to be fair, because this is, in the spirit of open honesty here, I also met people who were atheists, but who were like fucking devastated by it, who had all of their beliefs destroyed. And so they were basically like in a cesspool of despair. And I was like, shit, that's scary.
Yeah.
Like there's a sort of like black void ahead of me, unhappiness grouping of humanity out there as well. And when you meet them, that's a little scary. So for me, China was like opening a big door, and in the strangest, like this is truly so strange. Like this is just crazy. China is easily probably just about 5 steps behind North Korea when it comes to authoritarianism. Like they really are incredibly authoritarian. And I've now just fucking said that out loud on a fucking podcast that's recorded. So there I am. Boom. I'm out of China.
Yeah, you're never going back.
Never going back. There it is. Actually, I'll go back. I'll just go on a different passport. I'll forget that shit. Anyway, but no, but truly, inside China, people self-censor and they bow to authoritarianism voluntarily in a startling way. Like it is incredibly interesting, beautiful, traumatizing, fucked up, all at the same time. So no, really, like when you get to Asia, one of the things I think this is true probably across all of Asia, because I saw it both in Japan and South Korea and also in China, so I'm sure it's kind of like an Asian thing. There's a concept of like, first of all, deference to authority, but also just like a communal realization of like, you're not that great, buttercup. Like you might be super cool and independent, but the community fucking matters, And I think for me, being so, individualistic, so American, so like independent, initially I was like, I hate this shit. Like, this is crazy. Like fight the power. But then I go to these like free and open societies, relatively, like South Korea and Japan, and I'm like, okay, all of them are very conservative, semi-authoritarian, very top-down, like dad, aka government, knows best. Like that's really, it's really not, selective to China. It's like a very Asian experience of this, this kind of style. And for me, it was bizarre because despite this, inside China, I found some of the most open-minded people I had ever met ever. Like beyond, like blowing up and exploding, I guess, Ave, that Baptist school, all that. Like I had never met people who were so uniquely just willing to talk about anything, open to any possible controversial idea or lifestyle, like just incredibly thoughtful and kind, and it was in this like sort of authoritarian structure, blah blah, and so for me, like I was more liberated in this crazy communist China than I had ever been in my life.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and what was weird was when I first came back to the U.S., it was in 2016. For the first year that I came back, I had never felt so constrained in my life ever. It was like there are so many places and topics and things that you just can't discuss with people in America. Like, no, but there really are. Like there are so many things that just people, they will not broach. Yeah. They are so afraid to discuss or consider or even, and left and right, more right than left, I would say. But like across the board, like,
yeah, just
so much less freedom to be exploratory. And I found that in an authoritarian country that supposedly is like a horrible place that nobody should want to live,
Right. That's crazy, isn't it, dude? Oh my God.
And I think it's a thing of expectations too. Like you just expect to not find that. And you do, you find people who are more creative and more individualistic, almost not individualistic, but what our idea of an individual is. You find it there too.
Was that the same in Seoul? Could you relate to that too?
Yeah, there's definitely a respect for elderly people. Anyone who's older automatically gets respect that you don't, like, we don't have that equivalent in our society. Yeah. You just hear someone older talking to you and you automatically respect what they're saying.
Yeah, here it's like the opposite.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I would say also though, like it is the opposite here, but it's also here in the US, I think it's especially like it's the idea that like everybody should be independent no matter what, or like you don't really listen to the community, you just do your own thing, and almost like a very collectivist sort of kind of way of looking at the world. It did change my mindset, like about how the world works, and like it taught me something about looking at the community as a whole. Like there's a in a way a radical kind of selfishness that can come into our society in the West, where we so prioritize your personal rights and freedoms to do whatever the fuck you want. And whatever the fuck you want can be really destructive.
Yeah.
And so in the East, like I found that people were a lot more tempered about that.
Did you take any of that Eastern spirituality, the Buddhism or the Taoism into or was it just kind of a cool experience where you're like, okay?
I feel like the thing I took most that impacted me the most was probably a combination of my work with a Tai Chi instructor and getting into yoga, which to be radically honest, the yoga stuff, if I'm going to be honest, like most of my instructors have been American, so I doubt that it's authentically Asian. I think it's kind of bullshit. But the Tai Chi, the Tai Chi guy,
you got some lar bars at the end.
I know, right? But the Tai Chi guy who worked with me, like he did affect me like incredibly. Like He really, I mean, Tai Chi is all about how you interact with your environment as it impacts you, the community of people around you, and kind of like finding your life force within you and how it affects people near you. And to be very blunt about this, it was the first time I had thought about myself in a non-selfish, individualistic way. And so like
what does that mean?
Okay, so like for instance, like Tai Chi focuses on your inner life force, but like your inner life force, they would say, is very much impacted by people around you. Okay. And my Western sort of experience had been that I was an American, fuck yeah, proud to be, whatever. And kind of like the American side of like, it doesn't matter what happens to the losers because we're the winner.
Yeah.
And the Tai Chi side was more like, actually, you can't really win if people's lives are suckier around you. Like if they're losing, you actually can't really win. And for me, actually, this is epitomized by a recent trend that just came out of China in the last 6 months. It's called Ping Dao, which means lie flat in Mandarin. and
Oh,
and
yeah.
and it's a really interesting, super trendy, but also the government freaking hates it, and they're trying to like eliminate it. But lie flat is this new concept where basically a bunch of people who are Gen Z and millennials are rebelling against the hyper like commercialized drive to success that they're expected to make $1 million, whatever, and be super fucking capitalist successful. And instead, these are people who like figure out how to work a part-time job and just live on that, and then take lots of relaxation time. And I really think that it's very Tai Chi inspired, at least from my perception.
Yeah.
Because it's like, yeah, like I don't want to live my whole life building capitalistic blocks for some motherfucker who's making 5 million times more than I am, so he can make all his money. And then, of course, I jump into a corporate job where I'm like, shit. In the past week, actually, it's funny. In the past week,
Congrats.
I worked with like 5 clients who paid my salary and half more. And
Fuck those clients.
I was like, wait a second. This is a week of my work. That just paid my salary. That means the rest of the fucking 52 weeks of this year, that's all fucking cash going to our CEO. And I was like, shoot.
Yeah,
boom.
That's true.
That's crazy.
Dude, it's fucked up. It's fucked up, bro. I like when Jeff Bezos is getting on his dick ship and he goes, y'all paid for this, bitches. Fuck you. Like, I can't believe he fucking said that shit.
True.
Fucking prick. I hope his ship like just explodes on Mars or something.
I know, right?
But I still want same day delivery. You know,
yeah.
I'm torn.
Exactly. We are all the whores of Babylon.
We're the fucking whores, man.
We take.
Being a whore is kind of fun though. So
we got to ask, what happened to the vestments and
the chalice? Yeah, where they at?
That is a fucking great question.
Are you gonna wear it?
No, I'm wearing them. Psych. They're behind me in my closet. No. No.
There's no closet behind you. What are you talking about?
To be honest. Okay, you know, it's the Martini talking, okay?
I love you so much, man.
I've had a little bit.
Oh, me too, bro.
Anyway, okay, so to be honest, I don't fucking clue. and for how devastated my parents are, like I can't imagine them. Like it was terrible. Like there's just been so much drama there. Like I don't even want to ask.
Tell us more.
All right.
Respect though.
I'll end with this anecdote.
Shout out closets.
Indeed. Let me tell you, it ain't fun to hang out there.
Been there.
Let me tell you, I got a story. I got to share.
Yes.
Okay, it's a true story.
Okay.
Sweet God, forgive me, Jesus. Here we go.
Yeah.
Okay, I will change the names to protect the innocent, you know, but all the rest of the facts are true.
Okay.
So I'm living my best life in China, doing a great job, having a good time, and then every once in a while, I would go on Omegle or what's that other fucking chat site you can go on and meet random people around the world?
Grindr.
No. That's also that's just a gay app. No, but there's like a fucking there's a webcam random app that you can like meet people around the world.
Chatterbait.
Chatterbait, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
So I met this random motherfucker from Indonesia. And we had a great conversation. We became friends. I gave him my Skype. We actually became more than friends. We like kept talking, whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe there's someone that would be there. Who knows? I went and I visited him in 2015 in Indonesia. Okay. Had a great time, great connection, whatever. Thought things were great. He found my fucking mother on Facebook. Okay. Sent her an email and was like, "You're Catholic and you hate gays, but you shouldn't hate gays because your son loves guys."
Oh no!
That is
my god!
That is how my parents found out. Yeah.
Dude, did they think it was a scam email since he's from Indonesia?
No.
Not to be like, you know,
here
whatever,
we go.
but
No. It's worse than that.
Oh God.
My parents called me. Cold face, boom. We're like, hey, do you know this guy? And I was like, I don't know. And they're like, well, yeah, because he sent us this email. So they trapped me. It was so bad. It was like, it was heinous. It was
Oh,
horrible.
I'm so sorry. That's
Yeah.
Man,
sucks.
that's such a sucky
That
way.
It was a
so
sucky
shitty.
way.
Oh my God, dude. Thanks for sharing. But
Yeah. I'm just hoping for like the proceeds from the super rich podcast that we've had. Like, you better send like 10% of the cost over here.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'll send all of it. Fuck,
Yeah,
that was incredible.
We'll Venmo you.
Dude, you're gonna have such a fun time at this concert. I feel like you and I'm gonna go find something to do. You know, I'm just gonna like walk around downtown.
Do it.
You know? Yeah.
How far are you?
Drunk walking down the street.
How far are you from the center of the city?
I'm about 2 miles away.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
No, not at all.
After my second martini, I made a decision. I was like, it's gonna be Uber from here on out. But
Yes.
whatever.
Yes. It's
That's
gonna have
good.
to be.
Yeah, no, I'm moving closer to the city.
James, where are you now?
Yeah, that's right. You are.
I've got one foot out the door. I'm moving this weekend and next week.
Congrats, yo.
Closer to the
I'm
city.
gonna move in with James. He just doesn't know it yet.
I just don't know
I
it
gotta
yet.
show up with my bags.
These are different cities, yo.
Yeah.
I feel like the three of us would actually make good roommates. I
really?
really,
Yeah.
you know,
We'd kill it.
I would do it.
I
would
say
do
that
it.
now. I mean, I don't know y'all's habits. Maybe it would actually happen. We'd be like, oh, this was nice.
This really sucks.
We're all sharing one bed. Like, why are we doing this?
I I'm all about cleanliness, though, so I'm a little picky. I'd have to have some guarantees. You know?
I do leave the dishes to soak overnight. That probably wouldn't fly, would it?
Oh no,
No,
that would bother me.
it wouldn't
Yeah,
bother me
yeah.
too much
I'd
as
clean
long as
them.
you got them the next day. Like, if you were
Yeah.
quick on the next day, if it was like bullshit 2 days or 3 days, I'd be like, hell no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair. Yeah, that's what I'd feel like I'd be able to tolerate.
Yeah. Okay. I gotcha. I think we can make it work.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not in the red zone of compromises to have to, do them before I go to bed either. So there's that.
Yeah, there we go. And I
Yeah.
feel like I would take advantage of that once in a while. I meal
Yeah.
prep generally, so like I feel like I would be like on my meal prep night, I'll like let the pan soak, and then the next day I'll get up and I'll do my shit.
Right. Hey,
Yeah.
and if you ever need a place to crash, Houston, I'm here. So just come on
Listen,
down. No masks.
I've been thinking about it. I've been thinking
Let's
about
get
it.
COVID together.
I have until like January 1 to just travel and do my shit.
Hell
And
yeah.
so I'm planning on actually my thought process at least is I'm gonna probably go down to like Puerto Rico for a week and a half
Fuck
and just
yeah.
enjoy
hell
it
yeah.
and then work each day but enjoy the weekends. And then I actually have another crazy plan. So I have a couple siblings that still live in Maine. So I'm gonna go up there and then Mark is gonna probably go way out to Newfoundland. And I'm gonna go out there and spend probably like a month with him. We'll just like rent a spot and just live out there. So it's gonna be pretty lit.
Oh, that sounds really cool.
Damn it, I want to go to the concert with you now. Damn it.
I
Where-
know.
This is
Where in
gonna piss
Maine?
me off.
Go ahead. So in Maine, both my brothers live right outside Boothbay Harbor. They're in
Okay.
a little town right next to Damariscotta, if you know the Maine area at all. But yeah.
My sister lives out there, so
Wait, where?
oh god, she just moved.
Excuse me.
She was like an hour north of Portland, but now I think she's like even farther away.
Sure.
Oh gosh, I don't know. It's not Lewiston.
Does she
I-
lobster?
Oh, she loves her lobster, I'm sure.
Lobster? In
But
Maine?
it's probably like maybe 2 hours from Boothbay.
Yeah, that makes sense. But I guess if she's only an hour from Portland, is she an hour south? I guess she'd have to be an hour south.
No. I think northeast.
Okay. Because then that'd actually be pretty close to Boothbay. Because Boothbay is only about an hour and 20 from Portland. So
Oh, okay. Well, I have a bad perception of time then.
is she out there all by herself, or did she like meet somebody?
No,
and move out
she's
there?
married. She's having a kid in a few weeks.
Oh,
Hey,
congrats.
Shout out,
Yeah.
yeah.
Shout out your
Yeah.
sister, bro. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
So they have a fixer upper they just bought. And they're
Yeah.
I feel like
fixing
you'll
it
be
up.
a really cool. I
Well-
feel like you'll be the cool uncle.
Maybe.
The exploratory mushroom uncle. I can see.
Once they turn 18, I'll be the cool uncle.
Yeah.
There it is. There it
Until
is.
then, you'll be like, I don't really know how to hold this thing.
But I will say though, like Maine is like one of the very few places left that you can still buy a fixer-upper for pretty cheap and like move in, renovate, and actually afford life. Yeah,
and have
houses,
a good amount of land.
I have no aspiration.
Houses around here, at least in DC. I don't know how they are for you, Spencer, in Houston, but damn, they start at like $850.
Yeah,
to a million. Christ. It's stupid. It is just like it's beyond fucking insane. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
I want to play a game after we go off the air because I have a couple questions. I don't know if we want to keep recording though, but
okay. Well, this has been Cucks for Christ.
Yeah, there it has been.